Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew?
Oh.
Shut up. Welcome back to the channel, man. We got another body cam for y'all today, man. Body cam today. Cops make horrific discovery in woman's soup pot. When you say it out loud, that's...
Right? Like, what?
Like, you know how you read something, you're like, okay, that's what it is. But reading stuff out loud and, like, you hearing it, you're like, yeah, we on some... tonight, huh?
Very much so.
Oh, Lordy. Hey, with that being said, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. You got to do it. Check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals.
Lucky doing a thumbs up.
And we always appreciate it, man. But let's go. Let's hop into it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, man. We're going to go ahead and do it. It's a 55-minute one. This going to be disturbing. Let's go.
I may be just totally off my rocker, but I was just out walking my dog, and I came across some bones that looked to me to be human.
He had been dismembered.
Oh my God.
Okay, and I like I said, there was apparent saw marks. Okay.
What marks?
Saw.
Oh,
marks.
saw.
When a human spine is discovered by a woman walking her dog in Mercer County in January.
Oh, that's different. Spine?
That's spine, baby.
Nah, that's different. That's different. I ain't never.
February 2016, it launches an investigation that will take years to unravel.
Years?
Even with a bone-chilling confession, investigators are left questioning the truth behind their victim's unimaginably gruesome demise, and they will soon find themselves with another body on their hands before the case is over. The following report is based on official police records, and most of the footage has never been seen until now. Following the 911 call from the concerned dog walker, police discovered a skeleton.
Y'all, she asked me where...
Dang, bro. I know it was on them documents. Take it back.
No, y'all, she asked me where it was. She asked me where Mercer County was. It was on the documents.
Yeah.
And I saw.
So where is it?
Out of 50 states, where we at?
Mercer.
Out of 50 states,
Mercer.
What state are we in? Y'all know it.
Ohio.
You better know it. You better know it.
Following the 911 call from the concerned dog walker, police discovered a skeletal human spine hidden among the frozen brush in a fairly remote area in Mercer County. Though they conducted a thorough search of the area, no other remains were found. This left investigators with two main questions. Who was their victim, and where were the missing body parts? Despite a DNA profile being uploaded to NamUs, a police database for missing persons cases, the identity of the victim remained unknown. That all changed in 2020, when a Bureau of Criminal Investigation agent working on cold cases connected the profile of a missing persons case in Columbus, Ohio, with the timeline of when the skeletal spine was discovered. 21-year-old Ryan Zimmerman was reported missing at the end of November 2015, just 2 months before the 911 call. Ryan had last been heard from a month prior in September. After contacting Ryan's parents and conducting a DNA test, investigators were able to confirm that the partial skeleton belonged to Ryan.
Wow.
They spoke to Ryan's father, Warren, over the phone.
Your son did. It was obvious that there was foul play involved. Okay.
Right.
There was some remains that we were not able to locate. Okay. So it was also discovered that he had been dismembered.
Oh my God.
Okay. And I like I said, I'm sorry to tell you that over the phone. We did not find portions of him being the lower portions of the legs, the lower portions of the arms, or the skull.
Oh my gosh. So, okay.
The location of Ryan's skull was like something out of a horror movie. But that wouldn't be revealed until much later. Even worse than discovering that Ryan had died were the details investigators shared with Warren about Ryan's remains.
There was apparent saw marks, okay?
What marks?
Saw.
Oh.
As a parent, how do you like? Cause you like, I want to be able to visit my child's grave, right?
Yeah.
But I don't even have a body to even have a grave. I might not want to cremate my child. You know what I'm saying? But now that's all we left to be able to do once we are able to, if we are able to recover everything.
And then you have these partial, like it's like you don't have a skull, you don't have the lower part of his body, like you don't have his arm, like I want my child to be whole, like when I lay him to rest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could still have the skeletal, like some people still do that. Because some people don't want to cremate. They don't want to do that. But I get what you're saying, though, but whatever.
Saw, right?
When he was found, it was basically skeletal remains.
Man, what does it sound like? Gangland or some kind of sick trafficking or what the hell? I mean, who would do something like that?
Those are all questions that we are hoping to work to try to get some answers for Ryan and for your family, okay?
Police were able to track down the 3 people living with Ryan in Columbus before Ryan's disappearance: Corey Buzzard, Sarah Buzzard, and Naira Jenn Whitaker on August 25th.
Corey, Sarah.
She likes to write down information.
Okay, go ahead.
Corey Buzzard, Sarah Buzzard, and Naira.
Okay.
So Corey and Sarah are sisters.
Yeah. Siblings.
Was it a boy or girl?
I just said siblings, yeah.
Jenn Whitaker. On August 25th, 2021, officers had to find Sarah and Jenn, who are now married. After moving out of the apartment they shared with Corey and Ryan, they now live at Sarah's mother's house. What will unfold shortly is a twisted and
this is in 2021.
Right.
Y'all were roommates with Corey and Ryan when he went missing in what, 2016?
Well, he went missing in 2015, November 2015. But
why are my roommates not reporting that I'm missing?
2016.
Why are my roommates not showing concern?
they now live at Sarah's mother's house. What will unfold shortly is a twisted and unpredictable case, one that is far more disturbing than anyone anticipated.
We've had several calls on this subject, usually welfare check.
It takes a few minutes, but eventually Sarah answers the door.
Hello, police department. Looking for Sarah.
That's me.
Come step out for me. All right, sorry I had to wake you.
No, sorry. Can I do for you?
Well, I think you got a warrant.
Warrant?
Uh-huh.
What?
It's out of Ohio, I think. It's a theft warrant, I believe.
Out of Ohio, so she's not in Ohio anymore?
They now stay with
her mom.
But I don't know where the mom is located.
Okay.
All right, so we have to take care of it. 002, I've got her out front. All right, so go ahead and turn around, put your hands behind your back for me.
Though he doesn't know it just yet, the officer asks Sarah a question that will foreshadow a devastating series of events.
I don't want to sound nervous, but do you have any weapons or anything in the house upstairs that I need to worry about? Just don't. I mean, I don't want them coming out with a gun or anything like that.
That's how you know it's something deeper, right? If it's just a theft warrant, typically they ain't coming to your house to pick you up off a theft warrant. You know what I'm saying? Unless you are, that's a theft warrant. That's a bench warrant. You know what I'm saying? They catch you when they catch you.
Yeah.
A robbery, they might come to try to locate you. You know what I'm saying? An armed robbery.
Yeah.
A theft warrant, they're also not coming to search your crib.
Yeah.
If they come get you, they get you and taking you.
Yeah. And that's, yeah.
That's how you should already know it's deeper than what they...
Just don't. I mean, I don't want them coming out with a gun or anything like that. A theft charge.
Sarah informs the officers that her mother and Jenn are inside the home, and they soon join her on the porch.
Just a little bit. Okay, so what's going on?
Well, we gotta take her downtown. I gotta look at exactly what the warrant is for, and then we'll go from there. So I can it's through Ohio, so they sent us over here. So others sent the warrant over here. We get them from out of state all the time.
You know what I mean? That was my daughter's zip. We never that kind of person. But if there's something missing over there, I mean just
Take some deep breaths, Sarah.
yeah, when she move it.
While the officer dances around their questions regarding Sarah's arrest, Sarah's disposition begins to take a turn.
You been sick?
She know them secrets finna coming
She
up.
said
She knows more than
she
that.
knows. Yeah, that gut telling her something else.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Have you been sick or?
No, just shocked.
Oh, okay.
Despite looking like she might pass out, it's decided that Sarah can travel to the police station.
Okay, I'm gonna hold your arm so you don't fall over, okay?
Once at the police station and in an interrogation room, Sarah is told that detectives from Ohio want to speak with her.
Hi, Sarah. Hello. I'm Megan Baker. I'm with the Sheriff's Office in Ohio.
I'm Rick Ward.
Hello.
Hello, Sarah.
Well, I'm assuming you have lots of questions. Yes, okay. I do. We're going to take some time to sit down with you here, and maybe we can get some answers for those questions for you, if that's okay.
Sarah has read her Miranda rights and agrees to speak with the detectives. They immediately dive into questioning, beginning with her time in Columbus almost 6 years ago. Sarah explains that she lived with her then-husband, Corey Buzzard. While married to Corey, Sarah had also started dating Jenn, who was transgender. Eventually, as her relationship with Sarah progressed, Jenn moved in with Corey and Sarah.
Okay.
Turns into a man or to a woman? All right, this shit getting confusing a little bit.
Okay, so we thought they were siblings. So they used to be married. So that's why they got the same last name. Okay. Whatever.
And then, like I said, about the photo, I really can't tell.
Yeah, because it's a little blurred out, so I really couldn't tell either. And I'm just like, whatever. And then now Sarah's married to Nara. Is that how you say it? Jen. Nara Jen. Yeah.
That's I'm saying. That's what he keep identifying. By Jen.
Oh, Jen. Okay.
A few months later, they got another roommate, someone named Emma.
And that's a little bit about why we're here, is to talk about Emma, also known as Ryan Zimmerman. He went missing. Are you familiar with any of that?
No.
Okay, so I guess tell me what you know about Ryan. Or Emma, if you know him as Emma. Okay.
According to Sarah and Jenn, Ryan was newly transitioning, which is why they knew Ryan by the name Emma.
Okay.
However, this claim hasn't been substantiated or verified by any members of Ryan's family.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a touchy subject. My husband at the time had sexual interests. They had talked online extensively, and
oh my gosh, this is a lot to like.
But you got sexual interest too,
Cause you okay. I'm just gonna listen and make sure that I understand fully.
Is Jen transitioning to a man, or is Jen? All right.
And he had invited them to come stay with us, which I did not want to happen, but long story short, it did.
After Sarah and her partner Jenn moved into the house with her and Corey, Corey decided to meet someone and reached out to Ryan online. After speaking for a short period, Ryan moved into the Columbus apartment as well. At the same time that Sarah is in interrogation at Sarah's mother's house, Jenn is also being approached by detectives. However, Jenn is a little more hesitant to speak with them. What seems like it may be a simple conversation about Sarah's apparent arrest for theft will soon have a nightmarish outcome.
Please step outside. Okay, we have a search warrant for the residence too. Okay, so we're not stepping outside. We're working a missing persons case from Ohio. The Ohio Attorney General's office has a...
I know that plate. Is that Indiana? Right here? It's that Indiana plate. But then this plate looks different too.
Task force with missing persons. Okay. And Ryan Zimmerman lived with you guys in Columbus in 2015 with you and Sarah and Corey, September 2015, right? And he's missing. And you guys were like the last people to see him.
After clarifying that Ryan also went by the name Emma, or M, Jenn remembers briefly living with Ryan. The investigators will often switch between referring to Ryan as Ryan and as M or Emma.
Okay.
After only living with Corey, Sarah, and Jenn for 2 months, Ryan was asked to leave. Sarah claims that Ryan and Corey's relationship ended, and Ryan never found a job, which was part of her agreement to allow Ryan to stay in the apartment. Because of this, Corey told Ryan to leave, and Ryan planned to leave on September 25th. This timeline correlates with the last time anyone heard from Ryan.
I know that they had tried to plead with me to give them another chance, but I said that I'd already given too many chances and that it was Corey's call, ultimately. And I remember them packing, and either I went to the store, I was in a different room, I don't remember, I can't quite remember.
Who was all home at that time?
I was, Corey was not, and then my girlfriend was over, so we might have been in the living room. I honestly, I don't remember.
Okay.
I just know that 1 minute Emma was there, and then the next he had just left.
Okay. Did you see him leave, like pull away in a vehicle or something?
Somebody pulled up and he got in the car and drove off. I thought that he might come back because he did leave his car, but he didn't come back, and then we didn't hear from him again.
There will eventually be troubling discrepancies in Sarah and Jenn's stories.
Ooh.
The detectives at Sarah's mother's house asked Jenn a follow-up question about Ryan's vehicle.
What kind of car did he have? Did you ever ride in the car? Yeah. You were never in his car? Okay.
Had you ever driven it?
Yes.
Okay. To the store or something, or when did you drive it?
To a gas station. I couldn't get it to start again, so I had to call a tow company to bring it back, but I was embarrassed about it because I didn't really have permission to drive it.
So did you drive it while he was still living there?
No, this was after he'd left.
Oh, okay. Were you by yourself?
That don't even fucking make sense, because how you gonna be driving my car but you forced me to leave? You quote unquote forced me to leave.
And I haven't returned, haven't returned for my stuff, for my car.
But you kicked me out.
But you keep me.
But you feel like you can drive my car.
Facts.
Bitch, no, you can't. Hell no. Oh, you ain't asked for that. The fuck?
During this?
My girlfriend was with me.
Unknowingly, Sarah has just unraveled one of the mysteries behind Ryan's disappearance. Warren, Ryan's father, had been alerted that something was wrong when Ryan's vehicle was found abandoned. Though the license plate was missing, police found some of Ryan's belongings inside the vehicle, along with the keys and a full tank of gas. Warren had taken it upon himself to knock on neighbors' doors to see.
She took it to just dump it. That's what it is. Talking about I can get it started back. You was trying to move it from y'all apartment so nobody would notice, or if they came looking. First off, you're gonna look for his car. You don't want his car to be,
Mm-hmm.
So you thought getting rid of the vehicle would get rid of the evidence of him staying with y'all.
Yeah.
And a full tank of gas. Warren had taken it upon himself to knock on neighbors' doors to see if they remembered anything useful about the car or Ryan's disappearance. To his surprise, someone did. One of the neighbors said they saw the car get dropped off by a tow truck near the apartments where Ryan was staying with Corey, Sarah, and Jenn.
And about a half hour later, the Columbus Police Department came and wrote the ticket up and had the vehicle towed. I'm thinking, why would somebody, it was like they wanted it to get picked up.
Sarah claimed that she thought the vehicle had vanished because Ryan had returned and took it. What she doesn't add, not yet at least, is that there's an unsettling reason she'd been using Ryan's vehicle that day. Before moving on, the detectives returned to the question of Ryan's behavior before leaving the apartment. Jenn reluctantly gives the detectives some background information about the living situation before Ryan left, claiming Ryan was usually in the spare bedroom and was reclusive. Jenn believed that Corey regretted asking Ryan to move in with them.
It was kind of weird.
I guess how weird? Like, was she just kind of clingy?
That's the thing, too. No, Em was so... okay, I have pretty bad social anxiety. But Em seemed to have way worse social anxiety.
Okay. And how was M's behavior then?
Excessively shy.
Okay.
Jenn also explains the reason for some of the tension with Ryan.
Sorry, it's just the anxiety.
Sure.
I don't like to admit that I am trans, but it was just weird. Corey brought another trans person into the house because that's what they wanted. I shouldn't use gender neutral for Corey because that's confusing. Corey had papers written up about, I forget what he calls it, like the trifecta or perfect relationship, but it involved one man, one woman, and a trans woman.
Okay.
And I didn't want any part of that.
Sure.
I'm assuming that's why they brought Em in.
I think Ryan was just kind of the last straw for me.
Tell me more about that. Why was he the last straw?
That was probably one of the biggest arguments that we had, to make him that third person. But I obviously didn't agree with that, and the entire time it made me feel like I wasn't good enough.
After Ryan apparently moved out of the apartment.
I'm so confused because
you was
Jenn. So if anything, that would have been the other person that y'all brought in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Corey, like, okay, that's you. I want my own. I guess is what I don't know. I don't know what the conversation was.
I see what you're saying, because what it is Corey and Sarah married, right?
Right.
Sarah got a thing
going on with Jenn.
And an attraction to whatever.
Yeah.
Corey, like, okay, we had this conversation. We was gonna bring it in. We was gonna share an individual, but now you want your own individual in Jenn.
Right.
So I'm gonna go out and look for my own
individual. And he went out and got Ryan.
Yeah.
Now you mad talking about that was you being selfish. Cause what? Like you wanna like
hey, hold on. Y'all got bigger fish to fry, bro.
Right?
Why? Like, look.
Like that's what
y'all need to figure out between y'all first before y'all start putting other people in.
And I don't know, bro.
Apartment, Sarah and Corey divorced, and she married Jenn soon after. The detectives take a break, and when they return, they will confront Sarah with the awful truth of why they are really there.
Hey, there's some more water.
You wouldn't have known that you had a theft anyway. If I ain't stole none, I'm like, I ain't stole none. I ain't got no warrant. Can I see the warrant? You know
we haven't even talked to, you know what I'm saying? You should already know. It's more serious than
she knew. That's why she was up there. They done found out. I thought I got away with it for 6 years.
Facts.
Sarah, I don't know if you know this or not, probably not, but you're talking to Jennifer right now, talking to your mom, and also talking to Corey. And there's major inconsistencies about the...
I ain't gonna hold you. I thought Corey was deceased a little bit too, because the way everything moved, but Corey just not.
Yeah, like...
But the not displaying Corey photo, I'm thinking Corey deceased too. You know what I'm saying?
Consistencies about this with your involvement with Ryan. And you know Ryan is now deceased.
He is?
He's been murdered. So we have Corey is talking to the Columbus police detectives right now. We just get off the phone with them.
The detective isn't being entirely...
She's guilty already, bro.
He
is?
Like,
It ain't a Lisa. What? How?
He is. Even what you saying, like, with him moving, Corey wanted him to move. You was like, that's just, like, what'd she say? I don't want to put words in her mouth, but she just kind of, like, that was her.
It was
where
like
she drew the line or break, something like that. I can't remember.
Like that was the last straw.
Yeah, like, were you that angry with that situation that you possibly did? You know, y'all possibly.
It was more about her having control.
Yeah,
everything going her way.
Because why would it matter? Just let Corey and Ryan go be.
You ain't want Corey. You ain't want Corey.
Because you married Jenn soon after, so what difference would it have made?
Ain't no telling, though.
I don't know. Yeah, but let's go.
Ain't no telling what's wrong with the lady.
Yeah.
Detectives right now, we just get off the phone with them.
The detective isn't being entirely honest here. While officers have managed to track down Corey's new residence, Corey is proving less than enthusiastic about the prospect of speaking with officers.
You're not in any trouble. I don't have an arrest warrant. Nothing like that, Corey. Okay, we just want to talk with you because your name was brought up as a witness in a case I'm working. A homicide.
Homicide?
A homicide.
I don't recall witnessing any homicides.
Okay, we're just wanting to talk. That's it. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's it. I haven't lied to you at all, Corey. Okay? It's about Ryan.
I don't know who Ryan is.
Ryan lived with you for a while. Emma? He also went by Emma.
Okay.
He was a roommate for a while.
Okay.
Okay, that's what we're here to talk to you about.
Not without counsel.
Okay, do you have an attorney on hand?
Yes.
Okay, do you think they would meet us down there?
Can we make an appointment?
I'd rather get this done today.
I don't really think I have to work on your time.
Look at this apartment, y'all. Do y'all really think he got counsel? Paid counsel at that. Look at the apartment, see.
He probably got.
No, look at the apartment, see.
I'm looking.
Look at the filth of the apartment.
I've been peeped it.
Why the fuck we worried about this part? We got bigger fish to fry.
But what's so crazy to me is that
y'all ain't got no business. Y'all trying to have these quadruple ass relationship. Y'all got bigger fish to fry than y'all nasty.
The fact that none of y'all act like y'all remember.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
Like, that's crazy to me.
Right there.
Unless y'all just don't know him by Ryan and y'all because he was transitioning, y'all called him Emma.
Even when they bring up the name Emma, they
y'all still like,
passive on it.
like it's nothing, like he was nobody.
Yeah,
like that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
but yeah.
While the officers speaking with Corey have once again hit a dead end, those with Sarah begin to lay out some of the evidence.
I mean, this is a bad situation. We really need to know what happened. With the car, we have DNA evidence. We're able to track down your car, the one that you used to own, the time of this incident. We were able to track down the current owner, and we're able to examine it. So we have something happened in that apartment the weekend that you dropped Corey off with that girl in Columbus.
The evidence the detective is referring to are reddish stains discovered on the carpet liner of Sarah's vehicle. Though she'd sold it, they found the new owners in July 2021 and conducted tests inside the trunk. The stains produced presumptive positive results for suspected blood. Earlier, Sarah had claimed that Corey hadn't been home the weekend Ryan moved out because Corey was with another woman. In fact, Sarah had been the one to drive Corey and the woman to a hotel. Investigators spoke with the woman and confirmed that Corey was nowhere near the apartment where Ryan was last seen. While Corey may still prove to be an important witness to the events leading to Ryan's death, Sarah and Jenn appear to be the last known people to see Ryan.
Right.
So please just tell me the truth, what happened. Corey's given a whole nother version of what you just said. Please tell me the truth.
I'm not comfortable talking about this. I mean,
we have a young...
Was it an accident?
Yeah.
I don't know what was an accident.
Girl.
With Ryan.
I didn't even know that he was dead.
Sarah, come on.
Sarah, you crazy.
Sarah,
Is there
please.
someone that I can talk to?
Well, you can talk to us. I just want the truth.
The other officers also confront Jenn with the news of Ryan's death.
We're trying to find Emma, and we were somewhat successful in that.
Okay. Wait, what?
Look at this feel.
Somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
What leads?
That's we need you to fill in the gaps, because whatever happened to Emma happened in the apartment where you guys stayed at, and we've recovered evidence from the apartment. We recovered evidence from Sarah's car.
Right.
Blood.
Wait, whoa, what?
Mm-hmm. Blood from the trunk of the car. Blood from the apartment by the bathtub, where in part of Emma's body was discovered it was dismembered.
Even though they'd all moved out by early 2016, investigators were able to access the apartment where Sarah, Jenn, Corey, and Ryan had once lived. In July 2021, a month before they spoke with Jenn and Sarah, authorities visited the apartment and asked the current residents to leave while they conducted tests throughout the building.
You know how crazy that is,
Man,
bro?
say it.
I can't even come back to my spot, bro, because they finna tear all this shit up.
What you
I'm living
said?
in the house of
Where somebody done got
years of evidence just been
just
here.
there. Just still seeping in the towel and in the wood.
Somebody been murdered in here, and I'm just
sitting here like, that's
it's
why I said
blood on the floors.
I need to know.
Underneath
Has someone lost their life in here before?
But you know, also they don't have to tell
I
you
know
that.
they don't have to, but I would like to know. Let me make the decision.
Because I ain't gonna lie, there's been a lot of, never mind.
After close examination, several areas in the bathroom reacted to a chemical reagent indicating latent blood residue, including the bathroom floor and the cabinet.
No way. No way she had anything to do with any of that.
She did.
No, there's no way.
Tell me why. The Google searches, the deep dives that we did, the stuff that she was into at least, right? Painting with blood, like into drinking the blood. And then the searches that she did on her Android phone.
I don't know about any of the blood stuff.
While this comment about painting with blood will be explained eventually, investigators won't have the chance to ask Sarah about it just yet, because she immediately throws a wrench into their plans.
What? Sarah Lloyd, I can talk to. That was my rights, right?
Well, that's your decision. We don't advise on that. But all we're asking is for the truth.
I don't know what to say.
The truth, maybe?
I've said what I remember.
And you're telling me that's the truth.
That's what I remember.
This is going to be your only time to talk to me and Megan. After this, we're not allowed to help. So.
And what happens to me after this?
You're going to be booked in the local county jail here.
Right.
I mean, we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't have physical evidence. That's why I was giving you an opportunity.
Girl, you live in a whole nother state, right? They came all the way to you 6 years later. Got your ass to come out the house and say you got a theft warrant out of Ohio. 6 years later.
You don't think they got...
Girl, they were strategic with everything they do.
They've been building their
And
case.
it was more than one cop car outside. That's not a warrant.
Yep.
You don't even know what it looks like. You ain't even paying. Man, I ain't even coming to the door. Police at the door. I ain't coming to the door. Not when I know I got a body. You better lay low. You think I ain't?
Okay. All right, Sarah. Thank you.
Once again, the detectives leave Sarah alone. In contrast, those speaking with Jenn lay on the pressure.
This is a fever dream.
I'm sorry?
This is a fever dream.
I know this feels like a nightmare now, so we need you to fill in the other parts of this thing, because this isn't a nightmare.
Emma's dead.
Emma's dead?
Emma's dead.
Corey's dead?
No.
No, Emma's dead.
Okay.
Did Corey have you guys get rid of his issue? He ain't like Emma coming up. Emma's not what he expected. The selfies didn't show what Corey had wanted. Comes up, Emma's completely shy, reclusive, nothing what Corey expected. Corey went away for the weekend.
And that's why Corey
And for you and Sarah to get rid of his problem.
Oh.
Corey and Sarah were fighting a lot over it. Let's just get rid of the problem.
There's no way.
So what happened?
There's no way.
It isn't long before the detectives decide to once again try speaking with Sarah.
Bro, I ain't gonna hold you. I hate when this happened though. If technically she didn't ask for it.
She didn't technically ask
she
for it. She
brung up.
She just said, she brung it up. But you have to be direct.
Yeah.
And this time, they will hear a stomach-churning confession.
So, Megan here.
I just have something I need to take a look at, okay? And read over, then we'll get your thoughts on that. This is from your Google account. Okay, these are your searches on your Google account that you said you only had access to.
Corey
Why
and
are you
Sarah
looking it
Buzzer
up?
rent apartment. Corey Buzzer hotel reservation with such and such. Sarah Buzzer searches juggler.
Juggler vein.
Sarah Buzzer searches how to start a Ford Focus multiple times.
Oh, because she was trying to get
She gotta get rid of the car. Corey and Sarah file for dissolution.
And then it's the same thing.
Basically,
So flip through these pages.
Yeah, look through them for
and
us.
take a gander at that.
After seeing the evidence within her own search history, showing that she looked up how to start Ryan's car after it broke down, Sarah begins to unravel.
What's gonna happen to my family?
Well, we'll talk to your family, okay? And you'll get to talk to your family, okay? We can work through this. One thing at a time. This is the first step. Okay, look at me.
I'm scared.
Okay, I understand you're scared. Okay?
All I've ever gotten was a speeding ticket. And
You're an honest person, okay? I don't think you're a bad person at all.
Sarah, let us help you.
Girl, if the only thing you ever had in your life was a speed ticket, why you... I'm still, like, you still fell for the fact that man told you had a warrant for a theft. But you said the only thing you ever had in your life was a speed ticket. That's why she was over there, this is a certain word I'm looking for, is it famish?
Oh,
like you about to pass out and you want to puke and all, being all famish. I think that's the word.
I don't know what we're looking for, but yeah, you can say
that. But that's why she over there, because she knew like, damn, I bet this has to do with Emma.
I mean, just know that 9 times out of 10, it's a matter of time. I understand it's been 6 years, but it's just a matter of time.
And you moved away, and you thought you was running away from it. You didn't do too good.
Go ahead and start from the beginning, okay?
It was an accident.
Okay, it was an accident.
How the fuck is it an accident when you literally Google the jugular vein? Googling jugular vein is not an accident. Everybody know what the jugular vein does. That's cut. Say goodnight.
Accidents happen every day. So what happened?
I was angry.
Okay, I get angry too.
And I knocked him down when he came out of the bathroom. And I choked him.
That's not no accident.
And then I didn't know what to do.
And it's premeditated.
I've never done anything
search
like
it.
that. And I got scared to know what to do.
You were scared.
I realized I ruined my life.
While the detectives speaking with Sarah have finally made some headway, those with Jenn are hitting roadblock after roadblock.
I'll be honest with you. I think it's been eating you up. Is it eating Sarah up? I mean, people can have differences with people, right? But to this extent, you know, it would eat somebody up, literally. I mean, you would be not sleeping well, not functioning well. You know, it's a lot, right?
No, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
But no, I wasn't aware of that. I've been living fine.
Okay, so maybe
things were fine.
Things were fine until Emma came along, and then things weren't fine.
No, if you want to go back to that, no. But even then, no. But things have been fine. There was no murder weighing on us.
While Jenn continues denying any knowledge, Sarah is telling a very different story.
I put him in a chokehold and knocked him down.
Did he pass out? Were there words exchanged?
He passed out.
Okay.
And I didn't let go.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was too late. He stopped moving. He started turning white. And I couldn't go near him.
Though this is the first time Sarah has shared what happened to Ryan, this is only one version of the story, and with each retelling, the details only grow more and more unsettling. Sarah claims that Jenn heard the commotion from downstairs and came up to see what had happened.
I had to figure out how to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. So what happened?
And we cut it up.
We being you and Jenn? Was this when Corey was away at the hotel? Okay. So where did you cut him up at?
Oh. I thought she said we cut it up. I was trying to see what she said.
I think she said we cut him up.
Cut him up.
But Jenn is involved as well.
Yeah, most definitely.
Bathtub? What did you use?
Some kind of salt.
Where did that come from?
I found it in the shed.
So you each have your own shed there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who did the cutting?
Mostly me.
Jenn, on the other hand, refuses to make any concessions.
I just don't remember.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Here's the thing. You're going to remember these things.
Yeah, I would probably remember if there was murder and a saw.
And where did you cut him at? And again, this is all stuff I already know. Okay, I just need to hear it straight from you.
The joints.
The joints? Can you point to I guess what you mean by joints?
Elbows.
The elbows.
The wrists, ankles,
Mm-hmm.
knees.
And then up here?
Mm-hmm.
And the neck. Okay. Does Jenn help cut him up?
Not really. She wasn't feeling well. She got kind of sick.
Okay.
So I took over most of it.
But did she help a little bit
At one point.
Okay.
There you go.
We were both really scared.
One of the officers in Jenn's interview steps out of the room to take a call, and when they return, they have news that will flip Jenn's denials upside down.
Got an update.
Okay.
Sarah just admitted to everything, and you helped dismember the body. She admitted to all of it.
Okay.
So fill us in with what's going on, right? With the car, you're going to remember everything. So at this point, Sarah is spilling the beans on the whole kit and caboodle.
Okay.
Okay, this is what we told you before. We knew where we were at. So this amnesia that you have isn't going to work because now you're implicated in this as well.
I don't have amnesia.
Then fill it in.
Well,
fill it in.
I didn't do that.
I just got the phone call from the analyst that's listening in on the interview, and she's coming clean, right? They're watching it live.
Okay.
She's coming clean, and you helped dismember the body with her.
Not.
Yeah.
Sarah's not going to be able to do this by herself.
Yeah.
And if she said that, then she's lying.
You just said before Sarah wouldn't lie. She's not lying.
I didn't say she wouldn't.
So who's lying here? It's not Sarah.
It is definitely Sarah. If she said that yeah, I would remember that.
Just at the point because you're being implicated now. So now it's a lie.
No.
We just want to get Emma his family's.
Yes. Where did you guys go then with the body? All right, let's get to this part here. Where did you go with the body after it's dismembered? And don't say you don't know. Because
I don't have to say I don't know for that because we didn't do that.
Luckily for investigators, Sarah is giving them all the answers. This, however, is only her first confession, and she will eventually share another that changes everything.
Ooh.
So, you got him cut up, then what happens?
We have to figure out where to put everything.
So where did you say you put his belongings? Where did those go? Like his clothes and his...
Just in one of the bags.
Okay, and where did those...
We put those in a bin.
Like a dumpster?
No, like a Tupperware bin.
Oh, okay. And where did that go?
in the back of his car.
Okay.
We were going to drive the car somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And leave it. But the car wouldn't start.
This is the real story about the tow truck. According to Sarah, she and Jenn planned to dispose of Ryan's dismembered body parts, which they'd loaded into the back of Ryan's own car. While their plan had been to abandon the car in a deserted location in Illinois before taking a Greyhound bus back, Ryan's car refused to start after they stopped at a gas station. This incident has a horrific new implication. Ryan's remains were still in the back of the car when the vehicle was towed, and Sarah and Jenn then had to move the Tupperware bin full of his dismembered body parts in broad daylight into Sarah's car. They left Ryan's vehicle in the street, where the police eventually towed it away.
We started driving and trying to get rid of little things at a time.
Along the road, or is there special spots?
In public dumpsters.
So did you dispose of like his limbs in different spots? Okay. Do you know where those spots are?
We just stopped wherever something looked okay.
Where it seemed like secluded or something like that?
Like couple gas stations. Mostly just public dumpsters. I really don't know.
While Sarah doesn't clarify, they only disposed of Ryan's torso and belongings. The rest of his limbs and head had a different, even more alarming destination.
Here's the thing. You have been holding back this whole time with all of this stuff because I don't think you thought Sarah was going to be honest about it, but she is.
Oh, okay.
So let's do the right thing. And you wanted to do the right thing, right? So tell us about that.
About
please.
What?
About the dismembering it and then where you went from there.
I didn't dismember anybody.
You did.
No, I did not. That's fucking insane.
It's not insane.
That's insane.
This happens all the time. I mean, you may not want to admit to doing it, right? But this stuff happens all the time.
So where was Corey during this?
No idea.
No idea. Still at the hotel, possibly?
I guess so.
Okay. Any communication with him?
I shut off my phone.
Okay.
Why did you shut off your phone?
I was scared.
Okay.
Did he know something had happened?
I don't think so. And I told him Ryan just left. And he didn't ask any questions.
Despite several attempts to get Corey to speak with police, Corey steadfastly refused.
I think Corey might have knew too. The way he's responding, the way he's acting, it sounds like Corey knew.
I'm pretty sure you put two and two together.
Or had some kind of pre-notion that it was going to happen.
Right.
And you need an alibi not to be there.
And true. And honestly, with him, just you didn't care. I mean, because it's not like you really cared about him, no way.
None of y'all did.
So, yeah.
He was living amongst strangers that really didn't fuck with him.
And he was on there for 2 months. Yeah, y'all didn't care.
Y'all only had invited him for y'all's.
Honestly, he didn't even really know y'all.
Y'all brought him in for y'all fantasy pleasures or whatever the fuck thoughts y'all had. And when it didn't pan out to what y'all wanted, y'all just said, fuck. Yeah. Why y'all just couldn't just say, hey, this ain't gonna work out. We need you.
And I don't understand. I'm just so confused as to Sarah. Why are you so angry? Like one, he agreed to leave. Y'all say he had to leave.
If that's true.
If that's true.
Because they were doing a lot of
We don't know. Right.
So that story could be.
But even with that, my thing is, y'all already got whatever y'all got, this dynamic y'all got going on. Jenn there,
Jenn's there for Sarah, not for
I
Corey.
know.
Corey,
but why you so mad when you got
Corey
Jenn?
feels left out.
Corey, you at the hotel? What, man? I don't know.
Bro,
it's just all confusing to me, man.
Sick ass little fantasy fetish that they want to play out.
But you ain't have to take that. You ain't have to take his side.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so you don't know Ryan?
I don't.
You don't know Ryan? He didn't live with you at all?
I'm not going to talk to you without
and I don't like
attorney
him.
present.
We're talking with Sarah and Jenn.
Okay.
Everybody involved that weekend, we're talking to right now, except you right now, because right now you kind of.
Because Corey has an alibi. Corey also didn't assist with the thing, so Corey can escape from the situation, right?
Yeah.
But me, I'm 70% believe
They
this
told
was
him.
no.
Oh. Okay, my bad. Go.
That this was a plotted out murder.
Mm.
So conspiracy.
Mm.
He said to me, it's a possibility of 70% that he had something to do with conspiracy to commit murder.
Mm.
I believe they all talked about it. I believe they all planned it, and they followed out. Sarah did it. I think Sarah and Corey came up with the idea to murder Emma or Ryan.
Yeah.
Jenn and Sarah was already in a relationship, so Jenn was gonna help Sarah regardless.
Yeah.
Because they in love.
And even if Corey didn't know, because there is that 30% that he didn't know, right?
Yeah.
I just don't like the fact that you act like you don't know who he was. That's my only thing. And like he didn't stay with y'all for 2 months.
And the way he's acting gives me you knew.
Yeah.
You had pre-notion of it even happening.
You look like the bad guy if you don't want to talk to us. Everybody else wants to talk to us. That doesn't look good for you.
Yeah, they told me that you would say that. But
Who would say that?
Who?
My attorney.
Okay.
Corey
So hold on. How you already? They told me. So have you already talked to your attorney about this?
What are we
So
talking
that
about?
also gives me pre-notion that you already knew, and you had, bruh.
I'm so like
he involved, bro. But he might have got a lawyer prior.
He probably does, cause
I already talked to his lawyer about it, because now that's lawyer-client privilege. The lawyer can't go to the police and say, "Hey, my client had," you know.
And
what I'm
like
saying?
I said, even if he didn't know that Sarah was going to do that, I'm pretty
knew
sure
after the
Sarah
fact.
told you after the fact.
Yeah.
And you still didn't come forward. So yeah, you probably did go out just in case some stuff come
But
up.
I believe it.
Man, I'm with you. I don't know.
I believe he knew previous before, and he established the alibi.
Refuses to speak any further and ultimately never comes in to discuss Ryan's case with officers. Without Corey's help,
big red
detectives will have
flag.
to put more pressure on the people who are talking to them. Sarah and Jenn. One thing still isn't clear: a motive.
Why were you so angry at him? What happened that you came up behind him and started choking
He
him?
ruined my life.
Tell me a little bit about that.
I told you the arguments Corey and I had, and I couldn't make him see reason.
The officers talking to Jenn also try to understand a motive.
You would do whatever you could to make Sarah happy. So let's get rid of M, because that would make Sarah happy, right? To get her out of that household.
Sure, but they agreed to leave.
But she wasn't. Not willingly. Not fast enough.
She agreed to leave.
Without meaning to, Jenn points out a glaring issue with Sarah's current confession. If Ryan had agreed to leave, why didn't she simply let that happen? This exact question will be central to the story Sarah tells later.
Did Jenn know that this was going to happen?
No. But she was there for me.
Sure, she's your support. You said that. That's what support people do and put on for you.
I'm worried about what's going to happen to her.
I understand that.
We
It's only
understand,
natural.
and we appreciate you talking to us openly.
The detectives have no reason to assume that Sarah means anything more than simply worrying about Jenn, but her concern hints at a disastrous turn of events soon to come.
So what happened? You got him. Something happened to Emma, and you put him in the tub, and you guys did your thing. Fill us in on that, please.
That didn't happen.
She's filling in the gaps where you are not filling in the gaps, though we know that you know what happened, right? Because it's written all over you. I mean, as soon as you get to a hot point, you minimize and you kind of look down. It's like a kid with a parent. I don't want to look and acknowledge that I'm lying to you.
Surprise, I have anxiety.
So when you started dismembering it, right? So what happened from there?
Not right.
So Sarah started. Was Sarah dismembering at this point in time?
No.
You were just holding on to the limbs, you're keeping a lookout.
No.
What are you doing?
No.
She's not cutting this body up herself.
That's probably because she didn't cut up a body.
She just admitted to.
No, she didn't.
She did.
Yes, she did.
The detectives attempt a different approach to get Jenn to talk.
It's more beneficial to go, this is where it is. And it shows that you're wanting to make things right. You want to get things better, and you're showing remorse. Because the judge,
I'm not
back in our
showing
county...
remorse because I don't know how to process this. And I'm not showing remorse. There is no remorse to be had.
So getting rid of disposing of a body, you shouldn't show remorse for that?
Of course you should. Yeah.
You're still in shock that Sarah has come clean.
That's
with
what
everything,
it is.
right?
Yeah.
There's
But she doesn't believe that.
Your world's crashing down.
And what she's
She probably think that they're lying to her, like there's some type of tactic they're used for to get her to talk.
Which they do.
Which they do that, but in
Yeah.
this case, she actually in there talking.
Yeah.
And you just can't believe it. You like, there's no way she's saying that.
After 6 years.
After 6 years, we've had conversation. We said that we wouldn't say anything. Like y'all probably
We
done had.
fled. We done got rid of the cars. We done got
Like,
rid of
there's no
anything
way.
that could point back to us.
And then
But-
also, yep, I was about to say that. And y'all feel like they probably really have nothing.
Yeah.
It's been 6 years. Y'all moved out of that apartment. Yeah, like there's no way. We disposed of the body some way, somehow. Yeah.
We got rid of the cars.
Yeah, got rid of the car.
Both cars.
We're just trying to help you figure a way to make it a little softer of a crash.
Even though Jenn refuses to believe Sarah admitted to the death and dismemberment of Ryan, Sarah's own interview is already wrapping up.
I just don't know what to do because I thought I had my whole life ahead of me.
Ryan thought that too.
And I made one mistake.
And that's exactly
and now it's over. Don't cut yourself short. I just turned 30 and I feel like that's
One step at a time. Okay? 1 foot in front of the other at a time here.
Continuing to show an unsettling lack of concern for Ryan, Sarah then makes an inquiry.
Is there any kind of bail or am I going to have to stay there the whole time?
There's not bail right now, but that's not to say that there won't be bail in the future. Okay? Just not right at the present time.
Sarah is informed that the charges against her include tampering with evidence, grand theft of a motor vehicle, abuse of a corpse, and gross abuse of a corpse.
Okay, I appreciate you being honest with us. Because that's the kind of person you are.
Thank you, Sarah.
I hope it doesn't.
We'll give you a few moments, okay?
One of the officers who had been interviewing Sarah heads over to Sarah's mom's house in order to take a crack at Jenn and see if he can break through the unrelenting denials. This is where everything goes horribly wrong.
Where are they?
Though the video footage is redacted, Jenn is introduced to the detective who spoke with Sarah and is then read the Miranda rights.
Am I being arrested?
Okay, well, we have some things we need to talk to you about.
But you're not saying yes or no.
Well, because it all depends on you. So we're going based on physical evidence and now what Sarah told us. That's my job. I'm doing my job. They're doing their job.
I'm sorry, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, but go ahead.
They said that she said that she was involved.
Absolutely. 100%. And this interview is being recorded.
Okay.
And I cannot lie about that.
I trust you.
She absolutely said she was involved, and she gave details, and you were involved in those details. I mean, I'm not making it up.
I don't know how I was involved.
Well, she told us how you were involved, but I don't want to go into those details because if you tell me and something's different, I have to go back and talk to her and try to iron out the inconsistencies.
Hearing that the detective isn't lying about Sarah's confession seems to be a turning point for Jenn, but not in the way they hope.
I don't remember any of that. I don't know why Sarah would say that.
You're just surprised Sarah said it.
Of course I am.
Right, because she'd gotten away from it this whole time until today.
After hours of conversation, the new detective points out something that the others have failed to notice. While speaking with the officers, a purse has remained on Jenn's lap.
What's in your purse?
What's in your purse?
More comfortable.
What's in your purse?
After Jenn explains, they quickly move on and continue questioning. this time about the evidence they've uncovered, a choice that will likely haunt the detectives for the rest of their careers.
And we found large quantities of blood in the trunk from Emma. That's a clue. We call them police work. You know, I'm not trying to be facetious, but that's called a clue. You know, so I mean, when we put two and two together, and then we talked to Sarah, and it all kind of matches up. You know what I mean? It all matches up.
What's going to happen to her?
Well, I don't know. It all depends on what you tell me.
To my knowledge, she didn't do anything.
But I'd be more worried about yourself right now.
Why?
Because of what she's telling us and the physical evidence and the social media search warrants that we did.
I'm not worried about myself.
There's a very good reason Jenn isn't worried. And once again, the purse comes up.
You don't have any like weapons in there, do you? What are you playing with in your purse?
Oh, God.
So, Jenn, like we talked about, you
the
asked if
purse
you
at
were
the
under
hand.
arrest.
Why y'all don't get the
You are
purse?
going to be placed into custody. I want to, before this gentleman, he's a detective with the City of Marion Police Department. You're going to be booked into their...
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Central 055.
Y'all had 2 attempts to get the purse.
Y'all
The
should
purse
say,
should
you should have saw her put the purse down.
The purse should have never even. Why you in the house? This is where you stay at. You don't even need your purse on you.
And
You don't even
they
need
already tells you what.
Oh, God.
055.
I need an ambulance, shots fired.
How long's her hand been in that?
055 9512. Need you to respond to the scene.
Do we have a victim?
Affirmative.
None of ours, right? We didn't return anything.
Negative. No officer involved.
Just as officers began their arrest, Jenn pulled a small handgun out of the purse and fired. Jenn was pronounced dead at the scene from a single bullet wound to the back of the head. While this is happening back at the police station, Sarah is led away in handcuffs. Unbeknownst to her, Jenn has just died.
Stand up, turn around, and put your handcuffs, okay?
Am I able to use the restroom again before?
Well, when we get over to the jail, I'll let you use the restroom over there, okay?
Months after her arrest and Jenn's death, Sarah is brought in to share an entirely new version of Ryan's death.
Good morning. How are you doing, Sarah? Feel free to have a seat. People here. We didn't want to be rude drinking our coffee in front of you, so we've got you one. Feel free to have it if you like. If you don't like coffee, then I haven't had coffee for so long. It's a specialty. It's a Cinnabon, so it's on something good.
After a few more pleasantries, the investigators clarify with Sarah that her lawyers agreed she can speak with them, and they read her Miranda rights. They immediately begin by discussing Sarah's new confession. In this discussion, she refers to Jenn by the name Naira.
On the morning of the 26th, Naira started voicing some plan about killing him, and
Oh, this shit just gets deeper. This a deep one, see.
It is deep. It is super sad and honestly just like senseless. Like it should have never happened.
You want me to tell you also what it kind of looks like?
Yeah.
Jenn could have been a mastermind. Cause why you take yourself out? Why?
Yeah.
I did not take her seriously because she would make comments like that sometimes. I still didn't take her seriously, but I was starting to get worried because of how intricate it was getting. And then when she started gathering tools like trash bags, bleach, the handsaw from the shed, I realized she was serious. So I tried to talk her out of it, calmly at first, and then I started getting a little hysterical. And she told me that if I didn't help, that she was going to do it anyway. And usually at this point, the attorneys ask me, well, why did you do it? Why didn't you call the police? Why didn't you kick her out? And it was because I loved her. I was so scared and horrified, but there wasn't, like, I didn't stop. I didn't stop her. I didn't.
What was the problem?
Yeah. She had a rag that she dipped in bleach, and she had a bottle of vinegar next to her to add to it when the time came, because I guess they had some kind of chemical reaction and released some kind of poisonous gas. I don't really know, but she did the research for it.
Though Sarah has significant...
Maybe they're going to use that to suffocate and make them, like, pass out.
Yeah.
shifted the roles that she and Jenn play in the planning and execution of Ryan's death. She still tells detectives that she jumped on him when he came out of the bathroom before Jenn then held the rag over Ryan's mouth. The changes in her story only become more apparent as the details grow even more brutal.
When he started making these guttural gasping noises, Naira let me get out from under him, and I curled up in the office and cried. So I stayed in the office for a while until she did get him in the bathtub, and she had put a trash bag over his head and severed it, and then put that into the freezer so that she could deal with it later.
So.
Say it.
Say what?
What you about to say?
No, so Sarah really was trying to downplay Jenn's role in the beginning.
I feel like you also trying to downplay more of your involvement, because you said you went in the office, curled up, cried, and you stayed there. How would you know how would you know that she put the trash bag and she did this and she...
because she is deceased now. So, like, let me throw all the blame on the deceased person. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people do that.
Like, because my thing is, if I am going to tell, I'm just about to tell. Like, if I'm not even... either I'm not going to say anything at all, or I'm just gonna tell her how it is. Because either way it go, I'm going down for it. Yeah. So let me just... When I had my first opportunity, you put all the blame on yourself. Jenn didn't have any... She really... Whatever. She was sick. She didn't feel well. Okay, but now you... Yeah. She is gone now. So you going down for regardless.
And your lawyer will say, hey, a dead man can't tell no tales, right?
Yeah.
So a dead man can't tell no tales by not putting it on the dead.
But yeah. But my thing is, if that was the case, then you should not say nothing in the first interview at all.
Bingo. Because if you didn't say nothing at all in the beginning, you could have flipped it and told them.
Since her arrest, investigators have discovered chilling evidence about the fate of Ryan's decapitated head, something they'll bring up shortly. In this retelling, rather than Jenn being the one to dispose of Ryan's clothing, it was Sarah who took on this job. However, this doesn't mean she didn't help with the dismemberment.
She started to get intestinal cramps, so she went to lie down and said I had to take over. So I put the hands in one bag, the hands and the feet she told me to put in a bag, and then she also put it in the freezer for later because she said those would be the two big identifying factors and she would have to deal with them separately.
Wow.
So I removed the forearms and the calves at the joints. It was slow, exhausting work, and I did not work fast enough. Her original idea was to cut up everything into as small of manageable pieces as possible and then dispose of them that way, but we didn't have enough time to do that, so we just had the head, the hands and feet, the forearms went in one bag, the calves went in another bag, and then we just had to deal with the torso.
After this, the story remained the same. They loaded Ryan's dismembered body into a Tupperware container and attempted to use Ryan's vehicle until they eventually had to call a tow truck. The difference this time, apparently Jenn was the one telling Sarah where to go as they drove towards Illinois, stopping randomly to dispose of Ryan's remains, including the area where Ryan's torso was eventually discovered in Mercer County. 2 hours from Columbus. The fate of Ryan's head was an entirely different story. Investigators eventually searched the garage at Sarah's mom's house, where they found several boxes filled with what appeared to be human remains.
Shut up.
This included a pot filled with a thick substance hidden within layers of plastic garbage bags. After the pot was emptied, investigators recovered a human skull. In this version of her story, Sarah...
All these years.
It's been...
In
oh
that?
my gosh.
All these years.
It's just been...
For 6 years.
Just been in your mom's garage. And you sitting here, I didn't dismember, I don't know, girl, I'm talking about Jen.
In the mama's fucking garage. Mama, you been having a human head in your garage.
And you didn't even know.
You ain't got the notion to go... Because I couldn't do that. My mom would be like, what's in this box? One day I'm out and about
What?
at
I
work.
wouldn't even do that.
No, I'm just saying, one day I'm out and about at work. My mama going, let me go through this box, see what this boy got. You get what I'm saying? Because she nosy. A lot of black mamas nosy. She going to see what you got in your... She would have... Why the fuck he still got food in his damn... She would pour it out her own damn self. And then I get home, she going to say, I poured that...
I threw whatever you had, I threw it away. My mama quick to throw something away, child.
I poured that stuff out you had in that pot. It was a good cast iron pot. For 6 years.
For 6 whole years, bro.
Y'all weird, bro.
That's weird.
claims it was Jenn who disposed of the remaining limbs.
Also because she didn't know the best way to dispose of it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to carry, so she put it in the soup bin, put that in a bag, or several bags, put the pieces of the hands and feet also in the bag, and then kept bagging it up, and we put it in the shed for the time being. And every time we moved, it would have to come with us. So that was a weight that I had to drag with me everywhere I went.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, we would check the news constantly. That's when we found out that the torso was discovered. But as time went on and we didn't see any new news, we started planning for a future instead. And we made a pact that should something go wrong or we get discovered, that she was going to shoot me first, because she said she would rather die than spend her life in prison. The arrest came, and when I said goodbye to her, I could see it in her face that she knew.
This confession sheds an entirely new light on the footage of Jenn and Sarah saying goodbye when she was arrested.
You want to tell your wife bye or anything?
You had mentioned the bleach and vinegar on the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then mentioned something different was put into the pot?
Lye, some kind of lye mixture.
Okay. And is that something you would have had on hand, or did she go out and purchase?
That she did purchase. The head in the freezer didn't draw any attention because she had packed like vegetables and stuff in front of it, so it didn't look like it was anything.
This is a horrifying detail. While Corey was still living in the house, Ryan's decapitated head was in the home, hidden just out of sight behind some frozen vegetables. The detectives take a quick break before returning to clarify a few more details, including the comment investigators initially made to Jenn during her interview about Sarah painting with blood.
So art for me is a coping mechanism. And I know that Randy and Eric had mentioned that there were two pieces in particular that gave people red flags. One was a painting of a sheep with that was done in blood, or some of it. That piece I had done prior to ever knowing about Ryan. That was a coping mechanism for everything that I'd been through with Corey.
Sarah posted this drawing to her illustration Facebook page in June 2015, titling it Sacrificial Lamb. Though she created it a few months before meeting Ryan, it eerily depicted the lamb dismembered and decapitated.
The other one was a mermaid holding a human head, and I know that people thought, or at least I heard, that this was like showing, like, look what I did.
What Sarah doesn't mention is that she titled this drawing, Till Death Do Us Part.
But that was also a coping mechanism, having to drag that around with me everywhere we moved.
During the interview, Sarah also doodled a quick drawing of the saw they used to dismember Ryan. The elusive motive still needs to be clarified, and so detectives ask the haunting question of why Sarah and Jenn didn't simply let Ryan leave the apartment as planned.
And the thing she said was along the lines of, someone like that doesn't deserve to be out in the world to ruin someone else's life. So I think in some perverse way it was her idea that I don't want to go so far as to say she was dealing out justice, but she just felt very strongly that he didn't deserve to be out there. She said that if you want to transition, your goal is to just fit in. And that's what she tried to do. She didn't point out anything. She tried to be as feminine as possible because that's what she wanted to be, was a woman. And so with people like Ryan, who say that they're transitioning but are not really making the effort, really
that doesn't
bothered
affect
her.
you though.
She more commonly said things like, he's a disgusting human being, or the world would be better off without him. So that's why the fact that Ryan wanted to but still looked and acted male just really got under her skin.
With this allegation in mind, investigators question why Sarah...
Jenn is the problem.
No. They both felt that way.
No, they both are the problem.
Also, Corey felt that way as well. Because you remember, Corey said...
True.
Ryan didn't depict what he thought he was getting out of...
Or they assumed that probably was the reason.
They probably thought Ryan was more transitioned than he led it to be.
But
and they like, he didn't see Ryan as a trans woman. He still saw Ryan as a man.
Yeah, they all are the problem.
They
Jenn,
all,
Sarah,
honestly,
Corey.
I really feel like they all were in on it.
Yeah, and now at this point, I do feel that so. Because ain't no way you stand in the house with a head in the freezer and you don't know nothing.
And before you left, Ryan was there. You leave, you come back. He's no longer there. And you done crossed the motherfucker out your thought of it. His existence don't even matter.
Who's Ryan? Who?
They said Ryan.
Who?
I don't know Ryan.
I don't know about that.
Because he's not into men. I don't know a Ryan. All right, Emma. I still don't know who Emma is because that wasn't Emma. That was you know what I'm saying?
But why did
But that's not on y'all, bro. Because y'all would want
nothing to do with y'all.
But because y'all won't want other people to speak on y'all like this. So why would y'all? Let me finish this.
Sarah confessed to the crime initially.
You said you were trying to protect Jenn. I guess, why try to protect her at that point in time? Yeah, that's what I thought about in hindsight. It would have devastated me to have to throw her under the bus and say, well, she was the one who did it. I guess there was a small part of me that thought if I took the fall for her, she would be okay. But thinking back now, I should have known with the look on her face that there was no point trying to protect her. She was going to do it anyway, with me or without me.
As the interview wraps up, Sarah clarifies why she wanted to speak with the investigators again.
I don't know if the prosecution knows how much detail about Naira. So I'm basically just hoping that at the sentencing, essentially the same thing that I told both of you, just condensed a little bit. We'll be able to go on the record so that my side of the story.
Girl, you just hoping that now that you're trying to paint the picture that Jenn had way more involvement and control of the situation, that they'll be more lenient on your time. You're trying to show that I ain't have much to do with it. I'm trying to put all the blame on Jenn so they won't give me life in prison. I hope they still.
Because it would have been different if Jenn said that, yeah, I did this, that, and the third, and then, did what she did.
But
she didn't say nothing.
Honestly, they still both was going for life.
Yeah, y'all still both was going. But you wouldn't be coming back here trying to now put, And
what actually happened will be out.
In the end, Sarah's new version of Ryan's death did little to change her fate.
Right.
In January 2022, Sarah Buzzard pled guilty and appeared in Mercer County Common Pleas Court for sentencing. She was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. Warren, Ryan's father, had the last word.
I just know now that, no one can hurt him anymore, and no one can hurt him now.
That's
sad,
crazy.
Bro.
That's beyond crazy, bro. Y'all some sick ass
Who
individuals.
did y'all think y'all were? Like, yeah, he doesn't deserve to be da-da-da.
Y'all some sick ass individuals. I'm
very
done with
sick,
this shit,
yeah.
bro. Hey, man, y'all spam us up in the comments. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We out.
Peace.
Ain't no time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money low.